Well, you can see this guy, and he is either a mime or a little bit scared. And I'll tell you, he's a little bit scared. The reason why is because true, false, not given. That's the most difficult question type in the reading exam. And a lot of the clients who come to us, they have questions about this. So for all of you, when you go take the exam, you're not going to really know which questions you got correct, which questions you got incorrect, because when you take the exam, they don't send you individual feedback like we do. They don't tell you which answers you got correct, which answers you got incorrect. They'll simply give you a score based on that. Remember the grid we saw at the beginning of the lesson? It tells you how many questions you got correct, and then that correlates with your band score. Well, for a lot of people, when they do the practice exams, when they work through that and they come see us, they usually have a couple questions about reading, specifically in true, false, not given, that they just aren't clear about. And that's fine. So when you're not clear about a question, it means that you can waste a lot of time on that question, which we really don't want. It means that you might not be certain about the answer you put. Even though there are only 3 options, well, you might not be certain about the answer that you put. That's exactly what we don't want as well. So the reason why these questions are so difficult is simply because people, even native speakers, even standard speakers with a very high level of English, well, they can be tricked by these questions just because the question itself is a little bit vague. You know what? You never see this in real life. Personally, out of all the exams I've taken, out of all the exams I've made, after all the exams I've worked for IELTS, for everything, and even my master's degrees and everything like that, I've never seen a true, false, not given question anywhere else. All right, so for a lot of people are in the same position where a lot of our clients are, of course, professionals. They're engineers, accountants, doctors, and other types of really professional jobs that require a lot of education. These people have, generally speaking, high levels of English or maybe intermediate levels of English. And even though they function in an English-speaking society, this question type can just be a little bit vague. And finding the answer really requires you to be able to understand synonyms, antonyms, paraphrases, and of course, I think for a lot of you, I hope that you're a bit more comfortable now in choosing the most correct answer, not simply a perfect answer, because that is also a part that tricks a lot of people. So you can see the arrow go down here, and this represents the score for some people. So for all of you, of course, we don't want this to happen to you. For a lot of people, they can be going through the exam, they're having a great time, and they're getting a high score, and then they reach a section that deals with true, false, not given. And that score goes down. We see it quite a bit. You probably saw it even if you're on the website and you took the free sample exam. Well, you might have seen it in there even. Now, we don't want this to happen to you. We want this arrow to keep going up, up, up until it reaches a perfect 40 out of 40. So that's why let's dig into this a little bit more.